Welcome to our Yin Yoga practice. We're going to start today in child's pose. So I do want you to lay your blanket out, come to your hands and knees. And we're going to spread the knees wide. Sit back on the heels. Stretch the torso long, letting the chest drop between the thighs. Maybe resting the head directly on your blanket or mat or using a block. Let's close our eyes, turn inward, and take a few deep breaths. Give yourself some time here to check in. How's the body today? What's the state of the heart and mind today? One more breath. And we're sliding our hands under our shoulders. We're coming up to table pose and we're taking a breath or two. And from here, we're going to drop into melting heart pose. So we're making sure our knees are hip width apart as we come down to the forearms this time, sloping the back into a little back bend, placing the chin directly on the floor, or maybe you need a little help. Maybe you need a block under the chin to elevate the head. Relax all the muscles and connective tissue around the shoulder. Soften the spinal column. And take a few deep breaths here. There are many practices of self-care from the yogic tradition that can help return us to health. Some of the dis-ease we tend to experience in our lives is the habit of negative self-talk. We keep playing old tapes, entertaining erroneous ways of thinking about ourselves, and they have developed into ruts in our mind. These ruts are called samskaras in yogic philosophy. Like the skip of a vinyl record, the mind follows these patterns if left unchecked. The cleansing of these negative habits of mind can progress with practice and advance from the simple noticing of negative thoughts to a true inner detachment from these afflictions. One method that is often practiced is the development of an inner prayer, an intention, or a mantra for resolving these samskaras. I used the breath with a mantra when I first noticed the mind going down these paths, redirecting it. Is there a prayer or a positive affirmation you think you could use to write yourself? One more breath. And we're sliding our hands under our shoulders. We're coming up to table and we're taking a breath or two. Moving into sleeping pigeon, we're sliding the right knee forward, placing it between the hands, creating an angle between calf and thigh. And then we're moving that left leg back, bringing our bottom as close to the floor as we can go. If you're very high up, try tucking a block under the right hip. If your hip's high off the ground, to give yourself some support. Make sure the hips are level, so we don't want to be sitting on one side or the other. Once you feel well established, walk your hands forward, lengthening the spine, and place your hands in prayer, resting the forehead directly on the mat or maybe on a secondary block. Start to relax the back side of the body from the fingertips all the way down to the toe. And soften the underside of the body. And particularly the right hip. When you notice the mind going down a negative path, return to the breath, or perhaps come to a prayer or a mantra. Your life just got very simple. One more breath. And we're sliding our hands under our shoulders. And here you could curl the toes under on that left foot and step right out into a down dog to stretch and move the legs. Or you could come into table and do the same. And from here, we're sliding the left knee forward, coming back into sleeping pigeon. One more breath. we're sliding our hands under our shoulders. We're coming out of the pose and stretching. And when you're ready, we're meeting back in table pose all together. And I'd like you to make a quarter turn so that you are perpendicular to your mat, like so, and you have the blanket out to protect the knees for a frog pose. So I'm just gonna shift this way so you can see me better. And you might want to have a block nearby. Here, keeping the bottom elevated, we're walking those knees as wide apart as we can, keeping the shins parallel, keeping that 90-degree angle at the knee. And then drop to your forearms, let the upper body relax. You could rest your head or arms on a block. And then start to soften the low back. All the tendons and ligaments wrapped around the hip joint and the sacrum. Soften both the inner and outer thigh muscle. Take some nice, slow, deep breaths here. It is challenging to get into a practice and a discipline of physical well-being. There can be tight muscles, limited joint movement, and old injuries to contend with. Yoga can help restore the body to good health. It's important, though, to choose a yoga practice that meets you where you are. One more breath. And then we're pushing the torso up. We're walking our knees together and holding here for a few breaths. Go ahead and pivot to face the front of your mat and then have a seat, lengthening the legs out in front of you. You can give your legs a little bounce here, move the feet some. And now we're going to shift into Paschimottanasana, or seated forward fold. So go ahead and position your hands to either side of the legs. Inhale as you lengthen up. Exhale as you fold down. And start to relax the muscles around the neck, the upper back, and the lower back. Relax the belly. And then start to soften the tendons, ligaments, and muscles in the legs. Can you relax a little bit more into the pose? Going even deeper into the physical practice. One last breath here. And we're carefully rolling the spine up to seated and just giving ourselves a moment. And now we're going to get those 2 blocks or maybe 2 throw pillows from the couch if you don't have yoga blocks. And we're going to place the soles of our feet together. We're coming into Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. And it's helpful to kind of lift your bottom up and set it back down so you're not sitting on the tailbone, but rather the sits bones. Then you can take your blocks, and if your knees are high up like mine are, you may need a little extra support with the blocks. If your knees are close to the floor, no blocks are needed. And then we're going to start to walk our hands forward as far as they'll go. Let the head and chest drop. Relax the low back. The inner thigh. And the calf muscles. Taking a few deep breaths here. In addition to our physical bodies, our physical environments need to be assessed. Clutter in the house or in the mind can prevent us from finding a serene space for daily meditation and self-care practices. A life built around rushing and schedules can make healthy eating seem out of reach. Besides contributing to proper diet and nutrition, the ritual of eating at a table with family or friends is very nurturing. Making even small improvements is important. Clearing the clutter, choosing to do one less activity so you have more time with your family in mindful communion. Taking 5 minutes in the morning to just breathe and be is the essence of yoga and living a balanced and healthy life. One more breath. And we're walking our hands towards the body, coming up. Feel free to straighten your legs here. Give them a nice stretch. Whatever feels good to you. And from here, now we're going to use those big pillows we got at the beginning of class. And we're going to place them behind us, stacked up one on the other. Not too close to the body, a little bit away from the body, because we want to support the upper body, shoulders, head, and neck. So we're dropping into a fish pose. We're going to slowly lower ourselves down, laying back on the supports. Now you can adjust the supports to make sure you feel comfortable. Maybe they need to move a little forward or a little back. And then let the shoulders drop away from the sternum. Let the arms rest easily by your sides. Take a swallow and release the throat. Let the jaw open a bit. Soften the hollows of the cheek. And relax all the little fine muscles around the eyes and the forehead. As we rest with eyes closed, just letting ourselves be and breathe. One final breath here. And we're going to roll to our left side off of your support into the fetal position and take a few breaths here. And from here, we're just going to slide our supports off our mat and then lay flat on our backs on our mats for Shavasana. Coming into corpse pose, drawing the shoulders down, turning the palms up. Let the breath be soft and easy. Ultimately, these yogic practices become the first thing you reach for during periods of change and unrest. Healthy eating, healthy activities, healthy thinking, and healthy emotions become the norm when the path to your authentic self becomes the goal. Start to deepen your inhales and exhales. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. Stretch arms overhead. Pull knees to chest, hug them in, rocking side to side. Now we're rocking over to the right side, to the Ha side, the sun side of the body, to help us wake up. And we'll rest there in the fetal position. And when you're ready, we're coming up to a comfortable seated position. Take a couple of breaths here. And we'll bring our hands to prayer and we'll chant the mantra Om together. Inhale deeply. Om. Namaste.